I'm really excited. We've got a fantastic lineup today. We've got over 200 charities coming here. They've got a whole range of speakers who are going to give them knowledge and skills that they really need for their small charities. Welcome here today. It's an absolute pleasure to see so many small charities here today who are passionate about the causes that they represent. I urge you to listen, to enjoy, to learn from our speakers. They're all simply brilliant, and they do have so much to share with you.
If we can do a better job of connecting people and educating people about what is on their doorstep in terms of small local charities that are trying to improve communities, improve lives for people in those communities, and if we connect them with their power to make a difference, then I think we will really make a difference in terms of how this country fits together, how people work together, and our sense of solidarity.
MenCap actually run a part of their business where they outsource, they encourage people to outsource their business support services. So MenCap will run this for an organisation, could be your organisation, could be a small commercial organisation. So all the sort of HR and all that stuff that is the infrastructure can be outsourced to MenCap. Nothing really to do with their core business, just an opportunity that they saw where they had an ability and capacity to actually deliver something that was quite different.
And I'd like you to talk about a positive memory that you've got of a charity talk, awareness or fundraising talk that was given when you were at school. It might be the message, it might be the person, it might be the kind of fundraising event you took part in. But I want you to think about something that stayed with you since your time at school, a talk or a fundraising event that you participated in. Okay, couple of minutes, over to you.
I'm finding it very useful, yeah, because we're quite a small NGO. Today covers a broad range of topics, so say like the digital communications, which is very useful to us.
Building corporate relationships, looking at working with schools. There's been all kinds of little nuggets of information that I found really helpful.
Fundraising, we're getting lots of tips, practical, both theoretical and practical informations from the expertise in this sector.
Lots of different things, but I'm thinking of one thing, practical tips for how to approach big corporates who obviously have quite a lot of funds in their corporate social responsibility pots.
We recognise that for charities it's been a really difficult time, but on the other side of the coin for corporates, it's also a difficult time, and partnerships have to change in that philanthropy is no longer really an option. There's no longer the spare cash to sort of throw out to an organisation that, for instance, the chairman's wife might really like. Programmes now have to be sort of recognised as making an impact and having some kind of return on investment.
So, we all know this big number. 1/7 of the planet has a Facebook account. Well, I have about 10. I'm not alone. If we were to just say, okay, let's just disregard half of those people as being duplicate accounts, bogus accounts, dormant accounts, and so on. And then think, well, okay, how many of those are in Europe? How many of those are in the UK? How many of them are game-playing teenagers that don't actually donate, that aren't really interested in donating? The number, the real number of your potential market is much, much smaller than that.
Some of the stuff around the digital fundraising as well was interesting because, we've focused on raising awareness through mediums like Facebook, but we haven't necessarily focused it as means of fundraising.
The talks have been very stimulating and I think put what I'm doing in a broader context.
You've done it. You've got your money. Yay! First thing you do? Thank you letter. Amazing how many people do not say thank you. It doesn't take much. It's a simple thank you. Of course, acknowledge the payment as well. But I'm not saying a thank you letter is something from your finance department saying payment received, boom. A thank you letter. Yeah? It doesn't have to be handwritten. It's up to you. Some people send cards, some people write, some people email. A real, honest email is a joy to receive.
Can you remember when the iPods, MP3 players, iPods first came out? Can you remember the key strap line that was all over the place when they were first introducing the world to the idea of an iPod? Thank you so much. He said 1,000 songs in your pocket. They distilled it right down, and it got their message. They had a hope of getting their message across to us, and it worked. I appreciate they had more research budget and more months than you've got now. But you're high-achieving people who come to a thing called sharing the best, and therefore I invite you in 1 minute, If you could decide just one message, what would your message be? Just write one down. Don't overthink it.
Today's been amazing. We've had such energy, such enthusiasm, such passion, and so many skills shared.
It's been very useful.
This has been a phenomenal day for small charities. Each one of them have got such a lot out of it, and it's been great fun too. Massive energy.
I found it really useful. We're in the process at our organisation and looking at our strategy and how we're going to fund ourselves in the future. So I've had some really good ideas from here.
They're listening and finding out a lot of stuff, and then they're going, oh my God, how am I really going to do all of this? Well, they're not. What I say to them is, take 2 or 3 things, and I hope that you put those into practice by next year, because if you do, you'd be a better charity for it.
You need to diversify income streams. You need to really be able to look at multiple strands of income and the non-traditional sources of income in order to strengthen your organization. I think that's a very important lesson for a small international charity like ours.
This is the first time this has ever been filmed. It's the first time it's ever gone out on the World Wide Web. And I'm just so excited and thankful that actually we've been able to do it.
There's a lot to go away and ponder about, so yeah, very helpful indeed.